customers that qualify for the $15, $20 service.
Let me get to this super chat. Green, thank you for the second super chat of the eve. He said, what's the panel's thoughts on Apple ditching Qualcomm modem, making their own modems? Do you think they're being comparable in performance? I'd be honest with you, man.
Oh, man. We got to go back in time on this one, Chacha.
I'm not a fan of swapping out Qualcomm to get the former Intel, currently Apple design stuff. I wouldn't want to be Gen 1 Apple modems. Just all I'm saying. Maybe Gen 2, Gen 3, Gen 4, as long as it's like within, 5-10% performance. But my expectation is that the Qualcomm will be better always. And that margin between the two will be extreme in year one. So, but thank you for the super chat.
Hold on,
you just want to speak to this?
Yeah. Hold on, just real quick. Let's remember, Apple is good at making chips, right? Their iPhone, like the CPU, GPU,
cellular modems.
Yeah, well, I mean just chips in general, like CPU, GPU, the A series chips in the iPhones. They're industry leading. They always beat the Qualcomm chips, right? The M series chips in the Max.
Talking about cellular modems, sir.
No, I know we're talking about modems, but I'm just talking about in general. Like it's the design of silicon, the design of chips, the way that's all put together. At the end of the day, it's all chips. And Apple is good at designing them. Maybe, in the early days they sucked because it was Intel. But, I mean, the reason they've had all these years with Qualcomm, it's not because Apple likes working with Qualcomm. It's because they're readying up their own thing. And I don't think it's going to be that bad. It may be worse or a little bit. I don't think the gap is going to be huge. And I also just would not be surprised if it's better.
But Max, let me rewind the clock here. Chacha, do you remember when we were doing podcasts back in 2020?
Sure do.
In the summer of 2020, we got an inside track on the Apple modem. And
what percentage, Moose? How close was it to Qualcomm?
It was a 8 to 10% differential between the Apple modem and the Qualcomm X60. Remember, they were testing the X60, which, by the way, right? The X60 is on which modem right now? Which phone right now? It's on the iPhone 13 series, the 13 Pro series, right? That X60 was a very interesting situation because, to Max's point, yes, the silicon architecture is going to be the best energy efficiency of all time. It's going to have the best battery performance compared to Qualcomm. However, Qualcomm has patents that Apple cannot break, right? Or else they'll be fined significant amounts of money. So you're going to have to be able to do the same things that Qualcomm modems have been able to do for years in a less robust fashion. And what I mean by that is 5 carrier aggregation on 5G could be a patent. I don't know. I'm just putting this out there, right? Beamforming technology, right? When you get the beamforming to the UE, right, to the device, that could be patented by Qualcomm as well, right? The Qualcomm millimeter wave antenna could be patented, right? So they have to make a millimeter wave antenna, or what they've been saying in the reports is that the latest iPhone that is going to have the Apple modem is going to actually not have a millimeter wave antenna because it's cheaper for them to deploy it without it, and they don't have to design for it. That's the second piece.
Well, yeah, it's going to be the iPhone SE moves, and the iPhone SE has never had millimeter wave.
Right. Yeah. But remember, right, all the U.S. carriers have millimeter wave. They need millimeter wave, etc. But my point is this, right? It's probably going to be, again, between a 5 to 10% differential. And also, right, it's going to be on the cheaper phones. To your point, the SE model, right? It could even be on the standard iPhone 17, standard iPhone 18, right? Because those base models, they don't need all the pro features, including the modem. The modem doesn't need to be the best. The people that buy those phones, honestly, just want the cheapest possible thing, possibly a free phone if depending on the promotion, right? So they don't care what they're getting. If they cared what they're getting, they should get the promo version of the phone.